1943, an Austrian statistician told the U.S. Navy they were about to lose the war by armoring the wrong part of every plane. And he was right. What he discovered isn't just about planes. It's the reason every success story you've ever read is structurally lying to you. The reason your investment advice is broken. The reason 9 out of 10 startups fail. You read a book by a millionaire. You watch a TED Talk by a founder who dropped out. You copy the routine. 2 years later, you're still broke. And here's the part that hurts. You did everything right. You did what the winners did. You just couldn't see the thousands of people who did the exact same thing and lost. Because they don't write books. They don't give talks. They disappear. The why you. This is survivorship bias, and it might be the most expensive cognitive trap in your life right now. Today we decode it. (1943), World War II. American bombers come back from missions over Germany shredded with bullet holes. The Navy maps where the holes are. Wings, tail, fuselage. The engineers say, armor those zones. Makes sense. That's where they get hit. Then Abraham Wald, a Jewish mathematician who escaped Vienna in 1938, looks at the data. He says one sentence that wins the war. Armor the places where there are no holes. Why? Because the planes hit in the cockpit and the engines never came back. The bullet hole map only shows you the survivors. That's survivorship bias. You only see the winners. The losers got hit fatally and disappeared. So when you study the data, you study a sample that's already been filtered for success. And then you draw conclusions that look bulletproof. But they're built on a graveyard you can't see. Manifestation 1. Successful entrepreneurs. The Zuckerbergs, the Musks, the Jobs, they all dropped out, worked 100-hour weeks, broke every rule. So the lesson is, drop out, work 100 hours, break the rules. Right? Wrong. For every Zuckerberg, there are 999 kids who dropped out, worked 100-hour weeks, and are now working at Starbucks. They don't write books. They don't trend on Twitter. They're invisible. And so is your data. Manifestation 2. The stock market. Long-term, the S&P 500 always wins. It's the gospel of personal finance. Compound interest, time in market, can't lose. Except, the S&P today isn't the same S&P from 1990. Companies get delisted when they fail. Enron, Lehman Brothers, Kodak, Sears, Toys R Us. Gone. The index quietly removes the dead. The 8% historical return is calculated on the corpses being silently buried. Manifestation 3. Self-help books. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective CEOs. The morning routine of billionaires. The mindset of Olympic athletes. Sounds rigorous? It's not. Because the author studied people who became CEOs, billionaires, Olympians. He did not study the millions of people with the exact same habits who failed. The morning routine might be irrelevant. The book is still going to sell. Tool 1. The Graveyard Audit. Before you copy a strategy from a winner, go find the losers who did the same thing. It's harder than it sounds. The losers don't have biographies, but the data exists. Want startup advice? Pull the public bankruptcy filings. Read 3 TechCrunch postmortems before reading 1 founder memoir. Want investment advice? Look up delisted companies S&P 500 since 2000. There are 40 of them. They were also the best advice in 1999. Want relationship advice? Don't ask the couple celebrating 50 years. Ask the people who got divorced after 15. Tool 2. The reverse question. The classic move is asking, what did the winners do? You're going to flip it. Ask, what did the losers also do? Because if the losers did the same thing as the winners, that thing is not the cause. It's just background noise. Bezos went to Princeton. So did 30,000 other people in finance who never founded anything. Princeton is not the cause. Bezos worked 80 hours a week. So did 90% of bankers who burned out at 35. Working 80 hours is not the cause. Tool 3. The counterfactual. Ask yourself one question. Would this strategy have worked without the luck? Bezos started Amazon in 1994, right at the start of the dot-com boom. He got $300,000 from his parents. He had a Princeton degree. He happened to live in Seattle, near Microsoft talent. Pull any of those 4 levers out. No dot-com timing, no parental capital, no Princeton network, no Seattle. Does Amazon still exist? Probably not. The strategy was good. But the luck was 20 times bigger than the strategy. And nobody writes a book called How I Got Insanely Lucky. So you copy the strategy. And it doesn't work. Recap. 3 places. Survivorship bias is running your life right now. The success stories you copy. The investment advice you trust. The self-help books on your nightstand. And 3 tools that actually work. The graveyard audit. The reverse question. The counterfactual. The strategy isn't what made them. The survivors who used the strategy are who you see. The graveyard underneath is what you're missing. That's it for today's Decoded. Hit subscribe, your brain will thank you. Every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, we decode one bias that's quietly running your life. Next Friday, availability heuristic. Why your brain thinks plane crashes are common, but car accidents aren't. Hint, it's literally the news's fault. See you Friday. This was The Decoded. We pull behavioral economics apart, so the next time it pulls you, you'll see it coming. New Decode every Friday.